and substance. The Big Talker 1210.
Haunted by this song. I talk about it every time it comes on because back in 1966 I was going with this girl Lynn. She was my first girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she broke up with me to go out with a buddy of mine named Nick. And then every time I'd hear this song, working my way back.
You were haunted. You say you were haunted by it.
Yeah, I was haunted by it. And it was a drag because...
And you never dated again. That's what's
Never
crazy.
Again. Never saw another girl the rest of my natural life.
That was the way you handled that. What a comeback.
And we talked about, remember when, if you broke up with a girl and you just wanted to hear the sound of her voice, you'd pick up the phone, you'd dial her number, and when she said hello, you'd hang up. But now, with modern technology, you have caller ID. Oh, it's that schmuck again calling me, you know? It's like, I mean, you could even have a little, remember, you know, you broke up with somebody and she'd go, hello, and you go, you hang up, and it would be, oh, I heard her voice. Oh, it was so nice.
I had to remember when today, a kid coming out of one of the rest stops on the train, the way back, crying, like, you know, the good cry, like where the kid is just volumes, and he was just, and the mom was like, I love that little kid's face. He was just like, he meant it. He was in it. He was like, you know, he was really, I said, there's that real cry now. Knock it off.
Let's go to our telephones and talk to a friend of yours. Somebody you'll know.
I bet I won't.
Giant Gene with the meme machine.
Oh, Giant Gene. Bless him.
I am calling to congratulate you, RJ, on your second week in this business.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I learned everything
well,
from
next
you.
week will be stronger.
No, I don't know about that. I do know that he's had a tremendous run, and we're still at it. And I'm very, very happy that we are still good friends. And I just want to mention, RJ, by the way, you are going to come up, right? Keeping disco alive. We had a place that I used to do called The Scene that RJ used to come up with me on Roosevelt
You mean
Boulevard.
on Harbison Avenue?
Yeah, Harbison and the Boulevard.
And wait a minute, with the great dance floor, the multicolored dance floor that lit up all over the place?
That is correct. And just for laughs, I tried to rent one because they're going to have a big Scene reunion for us on July 31st at what they call JT's Philadelphia House in Cotman and Castor.
But isn't there
$2,600 to rent one for the night?
Wow, isn't that? It's a small price to pay. Get it.
Lights out.
Get to. They're actually. It's in. Where the scene was, I think now is another club called Lyrics, I think.
I believe that may be it. I don't get down that way that often. Just like him, we run around and travel. But first, let me thank you for the nice birthday wishes.
Yes, happy birthday,
Let
Gene.
me clear up quickly. I'm younger than younger than Ringo, and a little older than Justin Bieber.
Oh.
Wow.
So
a little.
we put that together. And, hey, I'm really glad we did share a very nice day, Steve and Jim, and got a chance to be with both of you at that reunion. And, RJ, the 31st, we're going to have a ball. We're going to have a great disco contest and some surprise judges, a lot of gifts to give away. And
I hope to be there. Yes, okay.
I hope so. And, of course, Robin.
Yes, of course Robin will be with me.
Of course, Robin.
She's with me tonight. She's everywhere.
She is?
Thank God. Well, yeah, we're very friendly, and I'm very, very happy about that. And she's a wonderfully talented singer.
Now, you guys are joined at the hip. You guys have been together for a lot of years, right?
Well, I would say,
Yes.
When would you say, Ron?
Yes, 1967, I was such a gypsy running in and out of town, and I needed a great guy to host the show on Wi-Fi 92. It was FM just starting rock, and Gene had the most greatest voice you ever want to hear, and he still has it today.
He does?
He is the best, and Gene wound up substituting for me, and I wound up letting him do the show as many days he wanted because everybody fell in love with his voice.
You know what? And as sitting over here with the bad voice and being the rookie guy, to hear all of you guys with the real radio background and the real good voices.
Thank you.
It does, really. It really is the essence of Remember When.
Now, let me tell you something, Jimmy. What you have is something that most people don't have. It's called heart and soul.
He sure does.
And heart and soul, and you know I've been involved with you in various things, and Ronald McDonald and what have you, and this man puts out, period.
Yes.
When there's a need, he's there.
And he knows every Catholic parish in Philadelphia. We spoke about it.
By the way, I became friendly with a priest, a rock and roll priest called Father Drucker.
Oh, rockin' father.
Yeah, he used to manage a group called the Lydells. He still has a record label, and he prays for musical artists, which is very lovely.
Father Drucker. I wonder if that's Father Drucker from Yaden at St. Louis's.
I don't think so. He's up in Scranton area.
Okay.
I'm going there.
But-
Ronald McDonald House. We're going to dedicate 2 new rooms on the Wednesday. I'm going up to there. It's called the Hill section, which is kind of ironic because it was Fred Hill's daughter that was the inspiration for Eagles Fly. So it's life's full circle.
Do they
And
still
just
have?
like John Canuso with Babe.
Do they still have the Ronald McDonald at 38th and Chestnut there?
3925.
Chestnut.
Right there.
That's the old Oliver Bear building. Yeah, it was a
But
beautiful building. Andrew Bear, the brother.
I want to tell everybody one thing. RJ is the real thing. It just doesn't happen this easily. We know in this city there's a couple of people that are here, there, and everywhere. That was a great story about Chubby. One day I can tell you our story about Chubby and our wedding and taking him home on a trolley when he was the biggest star in the world. We had a lot of fun together. But your show makes people happy. That's what radio's supposed to do. Thank you for
And
having me.
we're off our trolley. You know.
I think talking about the old days, like you do, all of you here, makes people feel young again and remember the good days. Even happy music like disco. And some people maybe didn't have a happy childhood like you, Jim, and Gene, Jackie.
Okay, let's go back to the phones. And Dean in South Philly wants to say hi to RJ. Hi, Dean. How are you?
Good, how about you?
Good, thanks.
You know, I wanted to call in. I was hearing some of the stories, and I got to say, I didn't know that RJ spent most of his summers, as long as I know him, in a radio station. You would think he'd have some vacation.
Yeah, no. My mother would, scream, go down to the beach. That's why we leased this property. And I would go to a cool radio station and watch the disc jockeys at 14 years old that send me out for coffee. And, my mother would call them and say, is Ron bothering you? No, we love him. He's going to do a station break. I'd wait all afternoon to do a station break.
By the way, Dean,
Yes.
listen, in the radio business, you never go on vacation.
That's right.
Because you will be fired just as sure as night follows day. My wife...
I'm learning that.
Wait, my wife... I was working at a radio station. I went on vacation. We went to Cape Cod. And I said to her, you know what? When I get back, I'm probably going to be fired. And she said, no. And I said, yeah. What do you mean? I said, they're merit badges. You get fired. You go on vacation, you get fired. You don't go on vacation willingly. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's the real reason I didn't go to France.
There you go. Gave up Paris for this. Well, Dean, thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Dean from South Philly.
There you go. And he sounds young enough to maybe appreciate the business. It's a shame today young people cannot get into the business. The small stations have gone religious or formatted for, if it is in a religious station, it's foreign language.
And there's four companies own all the stations.
That's correct. Years ago, you had the mom and pops. I worked for Dolly Banks at HAT.
Right.
I worked for Ernie Tannen at WEEZ. And I worked for the city-owned WCAM in Camden. I got a check from Camden.
Yep. I remember that station.
Right.
But, Steve brought up something. His daughter gave him one of those little things for Father's Day. And he said, how many songs are on
an iPod? Thousands.
1,000 songs.
And then, you know what the thing is, too? When I play the iPod and I listen to the quality of the music, I hear instruments in songs 40 years ago that I never heard before.
Of course, yeah.
It's amazing. The technology is unbelievable. And kids today do not grow up with radio as part of their universe.
So much competition.
Yeah.
So much competition. The internet, whatever.
All right, let me do this real quick. Let me go to Joe in Roxborough. Hi, Joe. Welcome. Joe? Hey, Joe. How you doing, Mr. Donnie? Yeah. You there, Joe? 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 We hardly knew ye, Joe.
Goodbye, Joe.
Joe must go.
Goodbye, Joe. All right, we got to go to break. When we come back, we're talking in the studio with RJ, Ron Joseph, who's got a long and storied history in the media in Philadelphia and around the country. We'll continue with that when we come back. Don't go away.
It's Saturday night with Remember When, only on the Big Talker 1210.